Hey, what's up you guys, it's Dorothy and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to go into the first I want to say 10 pages of of Glass. We're going to do the first 10 pages of Glass and we're going to do the first 10 pages of Glass and then we'll see where we're going from there. So let's get right into this video. This video is going to contain sensitive topics and foul language. If you do not wish to continue, I suggest you click off the video now. You have been warned. Excuse me. Walking with the monster. Life was radical right after I met the monster. Later, life became harder, complicated, ultimately a living hell, like swimming against a riptide, walking the wrong direction in the fast lane of the freeway, walking from sweetest dreams to find yourself in the middle of a nightmare. You know my story, don't you? All about my dive into the lair of the monster. Drug some people call crank, crystal, Tina, ice, how a summer visit to my dad sent me into the arms of a boy, a hot-bodied hunk, my very first love, who led me down the path to insanity. How I came home, no longer Christina, Georgia, Snow, gifted high school, junior, total dweeb, and perfect daughter, but instead a stranger who called herself Bree. How no matter how hard Christina fought for her, Bree was stronger, brighter, better equipped to deal with the world where everything moved at light speed, everyone mirrored an ego, where every day became another word for making love with the monster. It wasn't a long process. I went to my dad's in June, met Adam the very first day. It took some time to pry him from his girlfriend's grasp, but within 2 weeks he introduced me to the monster. One time was all it took to want more. It's a roller coaster ride, catch the downhill thrill. You want to ride again, enough to endure the long, hard climb back up again. In days I was hooked on Adam, tobacco, and meth, in no particular order, but all summer vacations must end. I had to come home to Reno, and all my new bad habits came with me. It was a hella speed bump, oh yeah, until I hurt for it. I believed I could leave the crystal behind, but the crash and burn was more than I could take. When the jet landed, I was so buzzed from a goodbye binge. My family crowded round me at the airport discussing summer plans and celebration dinners, and all I wanted to do was skip off for another snort. Mom kept trying to feed me. My stepfather Scott kept trying to ask questions about my visit with Dad. My big sister Leah wanted to talk about her new girlfriend, and my little brother Jake kept going on about soccer. It didn't take long to figure out I was in serious trouble. Not the kind of trouble you might think I'm talking about. I was pretty sure I could get away with BSing Mom and Scott. I'd always been such a good girl. They wouldn't make the jump to bad too quickly, especially not if I stayed cool. I wasn't worried about getting busted at school or on the street. I'd only just begun my walk with the monster. I still had meat on my bones. The teeth still looked good. I didn't stutter yet. My mouth could still keep up with my brain. No, the main thing I worried about was how I could score there at home. I'd never even experimented with pot, let alone meth. Where could I go? Who could I trust with my money, my secrets? I couldn't ask Leah. She was the prettiest lesbian you'd ever seen, but to my knowledge she never used anything stronger than a hearty glass of wine. Not Sarah, my best friend since 4th grade, or any of my old crowd, all of whom lived by the code of the DARE pledge. I really didn't need to worry, of course. All I had to do was leave things up to Bree, the goddess of persuasion. Before I continue, I just want to remind you that turning into Bree was a conscious decision on my part. I never really liked Christina that much. Oh, some things about her were pretty cool. How she was loyal to her family and friends. How she loved easily. How she was good at any and all things artistic. But she was such a brain with no sense of fashion or any idea how to have fun. So when fun presented itself, I decided someone new would have to take charge. That someone was Bree. I chose her name, not sure where I got it. Chose when to become her. What I didn't expect was discovering she had always been there inside of me. How Christina and Bree live inside of one person. How could two such different halves make up the whole of me? How could Bree have possibly survived stuck in Christina's daily existence? The funny thing was, Bree solved the meth dilemma on a family trip to Wild Waters, Scott's annual company picnic. Sarah came along to spend time with Christina, but Bree had other things in mind. The first was a truly gorgeous lifeguard. Turned out Brendan wasn't so pretty on the inside, but even Bree, who had thrived on intuition, was clueless, hard on the make. Brendan shared booze, cigarettes, but one guy wasn't quite enough. I also ran into Chase Wagner that day. His outside wasn't as attractive, but his inside was fine. Of course, I didn't know that yet. I found out soon enough that both Chase and Brendan knew the score, and both were interested in me. Brendan only wanted sex, Chase offered love. Either way, I had my path to the monster. I will see you guys in the next video for pages 11 through 20. Bye.